Week 1 and 2 sound assignments. Part 1 reflection question. Week 1 and 2 sound assignments. Part 1 of reflection questions. Reflection question 1A. Two types of listenings that I really connect to me are critical listening and possessive listening. An example of critical listening is when I do the reading assignments or even when I read something. I always tend to add my own thoughts or opinion on what the text might be trying to say. As for possessive listening, I go through it every day with my mother. And it's because since we are far away from each other, she always loves telling me about her day. So I just patiently just wait until she's finished. Reflection question 1B. I do agree with Dr. Leonardo saying that active listening is a useful technique because it could help us communicate maybe much better than usual. Also, how important it could have in our life. An example is maybe being better at our job than usual, but also growing a skill. Another reason is it can connect to our characteristics and how we could help people. Reflection question 1D. Yes, I am aware of my own paralanguage, and that is giving facial expressions. The reason I know this is because my facial expressions always really give out how I feel. There could be times where I don't even know what I'm doing them, but someone always points them out. There are also times where my posture comes in and it seems like I don't like the idea, but I try to go along with it. When in reality, I know I shouldn't, or I just don't like the idea. We'll be reading the poem My Papa Waltz. The whiskey on your breath could make a small boy dizzy, but I hung on like death. Such waltzing was not easy. We romped until the pan slid from the kitchen shelf. My mother's countenance could not unfrown itself. The hand that held my wrist was battered on one knuckle. At every step you miss, my right ear scraped a buckle. You beat time on my head with a palm caked hard by dirt, then waltzed me off to bed, still clinging to your shirt. If I'm gonna be honest, at first I just wasn't able to see like the meaning or like what the poem was talking about. Just wasn't able to see like the meaning or like what the poem was talking about. But at first I thought it was a poem talking about a father who was drunk, but a father who was always there for his family, but also like how the mother was always. Okay, what I think about this poem is it's about a family, and I'm not sure, but based on the descriptions, I feel like they were like a farm family. Like they weren't wealthy, but they weren't that poor, and but they enjoyed like they they lived day by day, or they had like a humbled life where like they know they wouldn't go poor at any moment. But the father would drink, but it wasn't drinking to like the extent where like he was abusive. Like it was a drink like for him to like feel better in a way. and not feel so under pressure. And I feel the way empathy comes into this play in this poem is honestly where it says, "You beat time on my head with a palm cake hard by dirt and weldered me off to bed, still clinging to your shirt." Um, I feel like that was very important just because, like, no matter like what time it was, the father or the mother was so close to like the son. Activity 1B with a partner. So my partner was Grace Sanchez, and I got a 33, which was I am an okay listener, but there is always time for improvement. So one thing I found interesting was how mine and Grace's numbers were super close to each other. She had a 34 and I had a 33. I honestly found it surprising because I thought I was a good listener, but now I know there is always ways to improve and I'm happy with that. I think I am ready to work on this because I feel like it will be useful for me in my future career since I am a kinesiology major and I have to listen to my patients to tell me what's wrong with them. And being able to read their body language would also help me in my career.